Good morning, students. In Python today's session we are going to discuss decision making and branching. In number of situations we require to change the path of the execution. Decision making makes some of the conditions. Based on the condition, the path of the program execution changes accordingly depending on the condition. So today the one of the important statement, as you know, that is provided in most of the programming languages: if construct, if else, and the different variations of if statement. Decision making is the process of determining the execution path. Means if some condition occurs, we will have to follow one path. If condition becomes false, then we will have to follow another path on the conditions that may occur during program execution, and specifying actions depending on condition. Whenever the situation arises, if such kinds of conditions are there, then we have to follow one particular path. If another kind of conditions occurs, then we will have to follow another path. Means in many situations during program execution we require to make branching and decision making, and based on the conditions that occur we require to follow the execution path. Decision structure like if statement evaluates a relational or logical expressions which produces true or false as outcome. Means relational or logical expression evaluates to true or false. Based on the value of this, either true or false, the result action is taken. Action taken means some of the program statements that we want to execute, group of statements, one statement to a group of two statements, or we call that is the statement block, that may be executed, but depending on the value of the condition, true or false. Generally, here general form of typical decision making structure that is found in almost all the programming language. Means here whenever the control enters into decision making, here some condition is tested. If it is evaluated to true, we have to follow this path, and true block or actions or statement block, true statement block, that will be executed, and then we will come out from the entire decision structure. But in situation, if this condition becomes false, we will have to follow this path, and after following this way, by bypassing or skipping this true block, we will alternatively reaching to the ending of the come out from this decision structure. So variations of this may be there, but it is the main basic. Here condition is tested first. The result of this condition may be true or false. These conditions may be in form of relational or logical expressions. If it is evaluated to true, actions or true statement block that will be executed, and if it is evaluated to false, by skipping this true block, control transfers to the next statement. Here it is the form of the simple decision making structure, but in situation if we require to take another action, if condition equals false, then we require to put here the false statement block. So we call that is the if else construct. So here this is a general form for decision making. Based on what we require we can write here, but it is in general form. If true, this part; if false, this part. And again, if you want to make some decision for false, we require to write here false block. In Python, evaluation of relational and logical expression is always true or false, but any non-zero and non-null values are also considered as the true, and zero or null is evaluated as false. In some of the situations, we may use directly some non-null values or non-zero values, but that will be treated as true. Zero and null, that is false. But in most of the cases, when we will use relational or logical expressions, the result always either be true or false, and in most of the cases we will use such kinds of conditions. In Python provides following decision making statements. Here there are four types of statement here listed. First one, that is the simple if statement. An if statement consists of a Boolean expression. Boolean expression means the result of that expression is either true or false, followed by one or more statements which are executed if condition is evaluated to true. Means it is similar to what we have seen, that is this. If condition occurs true, then here's the statement block. If false, nothing has to be done. So here that is the simple if statement. If condition occurs true, then some of the actions to be taken. If condition is evaluated to true, then one or more statements which are executed. But if false, no statement or nothing we will have to perform. That is the simple form of if statement. Second, that is if else statement. As we have discussed, if condition occurs, if it is evaluated to true, some of the statement or statement block will be executed, and if it is evaluated to false, another set of actions or set of statement or statement block will be executed. Means if else statement. An if statement is followed by an else statement which is executed when the Boolean expression is false. Means if else, if condition occurs false, the statement written inside false, that will be executed. If it is evaluated to true, the statement written inside if, that will be executed. Inside if part are executed, otherwise statement inside if part are executed. Means only the thing, if the true, then whatever the statement we have written inside if, that will be executed. Otherwise the statement written in else, that will be executed. If else if ladder, here series of conditions that we want to make, and from these series of conditions, one condition occurs at that time, particular statement code block of that condition will be executed, and control come out from if else if ladder. Why it is called if else if ladder? When we will write if else if condition, then again if else if, it looks like a ladder. Means it is a series of the conditions. If else if ladder, whenever one condition meets, associated block will be executed, control come out from after executing the statements associated with it. In some of the situations, it may be possible no conditions occurs true. So in such situation, default last else statement if that will be executed, and control come out from the if else construct. And last, that is nested if statement. Writing if statement inside if or else of another if statement, we call that is the nested if statement. Nested if statement means if statement within if statement. In one if statement, we will write if else either in the if or else part. we call that is nested if statement. In some of the situation, nested if statement can be removed by use of the logical operator, but nested if statement, whenever we will use, it must be clear about the every path of the execution, otherwise it will create complexity and may skip some of the actions that we want to take. So care must be taken when we will use nested if statement. So let's go for a program for checking of this all these if else construct, if decision making constructs. So first program, here it is the simple if statement. N equal to integer input, enter number 10. We know very well the function of input function, it will display the message, and after displaying message it is waiting to take input from the user. That value entered from the keyboard, that is of form, that is of type string. This will convert integer function, type function that you know very well, convert this number into integer. Then we will check. Here we have given enter number 10 and we will check here. See the syntax we have seen. Whenever we want to use if statement, here if is a keyword. Here n equal to 10 is our relational expression that will either be evaluated by true or false. Colon means here it is the definition of if statement. Whatever the statements here that are followed by if statement, that will be executed if this condition becomes true, if this condition evaluates to true. If this condition equals true, then this statement executed. If this condition is evaluated to false, in such situation, then no action will be taken. So let's check the output of this program, and once we will give then value 10, output should be good, you are obedient. So here enter number 10, if we have given 10, so output will be good, you are obedient. But if we will give another number, enter number 15, so what will happen? Here 15, so 15 equal to 10, no. So this statement will not be executed and program terminated. So nothing will be displayed on the screen. Here enter number 10, A, but A is not a proper integer data type. It is not possible to convert this A to a number. So we will get value error, invalid return for integer with base 10. Means it is not possible here to convert this A to a numerical value. So it will be in error. So this is the simple form of if condition meets, then the statement executed. If condition doesn't meet, the statement will be just skipped. As we have seen in the flowchart, condition true, then the particular action will be taken. If condition becomes false, it will be skipped. Next that we will see, that is if else statement. Here that is the if else statement. In this if else statement, we are using two inputs. One that is A, enter number A, that will be stored into A. Another that is enter number B, that will be stored into B. It is a simplest form of finding maximum of two number. First it will check if A greater than B, colon, if this condition true, then print A is maximum will be displayed. If this condition evaluates to false, so else part, here it will print B is maximum. Once we will execute the outcome of this: A integer input enter number A, B integer input enter number B. The function of input function that will display this message, and it will wait for input from the user. Once we will give value 10, that they will be in form of string. This 10 that is in string form will be converted into integer and stored into variable A. Again, I have next value if we will give 20. So 20 that will be converted into integer and that will be stored into B. Now A is 10, B is 20. We will check 10 is greater than 20. No, this condition is not true. 10 greater than 20, that is not true. So else part will be there. Why? Because this condition becomes false. So else it will print B is maximum. B is now, B means 20. So output will be 20 is maximum. If we give here value A as 20 and B as 10. So here A is 20 and B as we give 20. So 20 greater than 10? Yes, 20 is greater than 10. So print 20 is maximum. In any case, it will always give us maximum of two numbers. And what will happen if we give both the values equal? If we give here A also 10 and also B equal to 10, in such situation determine what will happen, and that is you will have to check by giving the equal values. In this program there is no any criteria regarding equal that we have put, but to write complete program whether they are equal or not, in such situation it is suggested you should include the condition of equality. For example, if two numbers that we have given here A and B, if both numbers are equal, then you should write the message of equality, means these numbers are equal, and if not equal then you should find out the maximum, whether A is maximum or B is maximum, but output always be that is of maximum. Same way, if we change here the sign of greater than, that is in less than, if I will write A less than B, the same program that will become for the minimum. If A less than B, then print A is minimum, else print B is minimum. So A greater than B, then print A is maximum, else print B is maximum. That is the simplest form of if else construct. So next that we will see, that is if else if ladder, means series of conditions that we want to check. In such situation, here is the program outcome: enter number A 10, enter number B 20. 20 is maximum, that is B is maximum, because 10 greater 20, that was false, so else part is executed. Enter number A 20, B 10, so 20 greater 10, yes, so 20 is maximum, means if part that is executed, action taken that is of if part, here that is A greater B, yes, so A is maximum. In either of the cases it will always print maximum, either A or B, but 20 is maximum. So next, that is if else if ladder. Here more than one conditions if there are. In such situation we will use series of if else if statement, At each time we will compare. Whenever any condition meets true value, associated block will be executed and control come out from the entire decision making structure. If else if ladder that can be written in form of ladder also, but here it is the syntax for this. If some condition colon then print whatever the statement, instead of print we can take other statement block code that will make this entire Python suite. Else if again it is keyword, here it is the single word made from else and if combinedly. Here it is condition, if this means associated action will be taken, and again if there is no condition match found, the default block else, if there is, that block will be executed. This program that is of simplified, we want to determine the sign of a number. Sign means whether the given number is negative, positive, or it is zero. So first, if else if ladder statement, that is in comment line, n equal to input enter number n value that we will enter, that should be a number. Here value if we have given 10, that 10 that is in form of string, that string will be converted by this integer function to an integer number. So n is now 10. Now if 10 greater than 0, yes, condition becomes true. So associated statement block, here only one statement is there, print 10 is positive number, and control transfer come out from this decision making if else if ladder, and control moves at the end of this if else and next statement of the if else if ladder. For example, now if we will give here value that is -10, -10 value, then -10 greater than 0, no, this condition becomes false. So all we know, if condition becomes false, control transfers to the else of the if statement. But here instead of else we have another conditions, else if statement we have, else if, so it will check next condition, -10 less than 0, yes, this condition becomes true, and this condition becomes true, so print -10 is negative number, so it will print -10 is negative number. If we give, after executing this statement, control come out after the next statement of if else if ladder, and it will be exit from this if else if ladder construct. If we will give 0, enter number n, 0 greater 0, no, then else if 0 less than 0, no, again else. Here there is a else block, we call that is the default block. In such situation else it will print 0 is 0, either any number may be positive, negative, or 0, no other cases may be possible. So in last case it will display 0 is 0. Let's see the output, enter number n, 10 is positive number. Obviously first condition is evaluated and it will display 10 is positive and then come out from the if else statement. Enter number n, if we will give -10, then it will be satisfying second condition, that is n less than 10. So -10 is negative number and it will display -10 is negative number and come out from the if else if ladder construct. If we will give 0, so enter number n, that is 0, so n less than 0, 0 less than 0, that will be false. 0 greater 0, that is again false. First condition 0 greater 0, false. 0 less than 0, second condition, that is also false. So last it will print 0 is 0. and come out from the if else if statement. Now final that is the nested if statement. Here in nested if statement we want to find out maximum of three numbers. So three functions we have called integer input, integer input, integer input a, b and c. All these value will be stored in variables a, b and c respectively. Now if we want to find out maximum of two numbers that we have written a greater b than a, otherwise b. So same way now we want to find out maximum of three numbers. So first a greater b. If a is greater than b means from two numbers it is decided that a is greater than b. Now we will have to test a with our another third variable c, and if a greater than c then obviously a is greater than b and a is greater than c, and in such situation we call a is the maximum. But if a greater than b true means from a and b a is the maximum, and a greater than c that is false means c is greater than a. So c is greater than a and a is already greater than b means c is greater than both of a and b. So in such situation else we have to write c is maximum. Here first a greater than b means a is greater than b. Now there is no need to consider b. Why? Because from a and b we have only choice a, but again another choice we will have to compare this a with c. So a greater c, yes, then a is maximum, otherwise a greater than c, else part means c is the maximum. Next, if a greater than b becomes false, for example a greater b becomes false means a is not greater than b, it means b is greater than a. So b is greater than equal to a. So we control this condition becomes false. So control transfers here. In such situation, b greater than c. So we will have to now check. Why? Because a is not larger. So there is no case of maximum of a. A greater b, that is false means only we will have to test now b and c. So b greater c, if true then b is maximum. If this condition becomes false means c is greater than b. So else part this condition becomes false, it means else means we have to see c is greater than b, and c is greater than b and b is already greater than a. So in such situation else c is the maximum. So in either of cases we can find out maximum of three numbers. Again here we have not put any condition of equality, and for such situation we should require to take care of equality. Further, the maximum that we have find out, this solution can be optimized by removing of nested if statement, and we can use the simple if statement. But only the thing why it is called nested if statement, here we have used if else statement, that is inside if statement. Here again we have used if else statement inside this else statement, means one if statement inside another if statement, we call that is the nested if statement. Let's see the output of this. Here we have given a 10 30 20, maximum that is 30. So 10 30 20, so here 10 greater 30 false, else part 30 greater 20, yes. So b is maximum, b is 20, so output that is 20. So today we have seen the decision making in Python with different for construct, simple if statement, if else statement, if else if ladder, and nested if statement. Have a good day. Thank you very much.